And folks, joining us this evening, we have Port of Spain South MP and Minister in the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Keith Scotland, Senior Counsel. Let me say a pleasant good evening to you, Mr. Scotland.
Good evening, Mr. Mikee.
Thank you. We all know, of course, Mr. Scotland is the newly appointed Minister in the Ministry of National Security, and he's also the elected representative for Port of Spain South. He's a practicing attorney at law with over 24 years. It's been that long?
It has been that long, Mikey.
His areas of expertise include criminal, corporate, civil, industrial relations, and family matters. Well, a lot is taking place. I mean, we can dive right into the heart of it. Currently, our murder toll for the year, Minister, is 377. Every week, more than 10 people are murdered, if you look at the statistics, and 9 out of 10 murders usually go unsolved. Steps in, Mr. Scotland. Tell us, what difference can we expect?
We certainly can expect a more collaborative approach with the police and the community. And the first thing that we intend to do is to arrest this situation.
Now,
A more aggressive policing and a more collaborative effort with the population.
Now, you've been in this position for about, let's say, basically 2 weeks. And in these 2 weeks, I know that you've communicated that you're basically looking at the resources that the TTPS is going to need, things that require them to get the job done. Why was this a challenge to begin with?
Well, it is just the lay of the land. Sometimes it is not every time that resources are available. And remember, this was a specific focus by the Honorable Prime Minister. So it's just to get it done. The whys and the wheres, once we arrest this situation, we can address it. But for now, that is not our concern. The concern is to get it done.
Now, we had a former Commissioner of Police, Mr. Jacobs, who said that this was a new breed of criminals. In his words exactly, people who simply have no sense of compassion, who are simply going out there and it was a sense of survival. How does one get then to arrest a situation when you're dealing with individuals who are simply engineered and driven by going out there and being part of this whole criminal act?
Meeting them head on. That's the answer.
I mean, and basically,
listen, it is a lack, it is a serious lack of humanity. It is a lack of appreciation. What people, because that's not what we are. That's not what we are. But it certainly is coming from that very limited aspect of the society that is wreaking havoc on us, Mikey.
and the issue of guns, because I mean, most of these crimes are gun related. And you hear citizens talking about it all the time. Where are these guns coming from? How easy is one to access these guns, which seems to be easily accessible, getting into the hands of these individuals? And why is that so?
Mikey, that is a multifaceted problem. It's just, there is layers to that problem. Our borders, our immigration, customs, where they come in, where they are packaged, sometimes even licensed firearms. It's really multifaceted. What I can say, however, Mikey, when I come from this meeting here, I'm doing something this evening until maybe 2, 3 o'clock as it relates to firearms and firearm-related offenses to the police. A more stringent, a more robust approach.
Now, according to the Minister of National Security recently, he says that what citizens should focus on is the state's response to what is happening in society, as everyone has a role to play, including the media. Now, we've been here before. We've heard that citizens have a role to play, the media has a role to play, parents have a role to play. But when do we get down to the point where we as citizens can have that feeling that we are safe once again and secured right here in our own country?
Well, it is going to take some time. I ask you, Mikey, as this now is my second week on the job, and I will not want to give a time. All I can say is sooner rather than later. I don't want to give an exact time.
I need to ask you this. I mean, you are also the chairman of the Joint Select Committee on National Security.
Yes, I had to resign that position.
All right, so you would have had some insight into a lot of things that were taking place and what have you. So I need to ask you, in your opinion, how then were citizens under siege?
How then with citizens?
How then was, I mean, you were able to have an insight, of course, being the former Joint Select Chairman on the Joint Select Committee on National Security. You would have had some insight. So you would have had some understanding step by step what it required. Why is it taking so long to arrest this situation?
Because it is not by any means a simple situation. It's a complex situation based on several factors, and it involves police and it involves resources, and it is going to take some time, but we have to will and we will do it.
Now, the public perception is that those in authority may be totally out of sync as to how the average citizen lives. There are people, of course, who have a fear of perhaps going to the pharmacy or the grocery and not being able to return home safely to their family. Is the authority, which you are a part of, the government, do they have that understanding exactly what people are going through on a daily basis?
I don't know where that perception comes from. I certainly have not just a clue, an understanding, the community that I have the honor of representing, of what people are going through. And I think it's not fair to say, and it's not a fair statement, that the government does not have an idea of what the average citizen is going through. But I think, I was appointed to bring some assistance. Come on, man. So I do not at all subscribe to that theory. I do not subscribe to that view.
All right. Now you are aware that former Commissioner of Police Gary Griffith mentioned that many of the initiatives that he had implemented, such as the Commissioner's Command Center, the Community Comfort Patrol, the Emergency Response Patrol, have all been virtually shut down. And again, I don't want to play politics with this issue because the criminal elements don't care exactly what party you're aligned to. But in hindsight, these programs have all appeared to have been effective, so why were they disbanded?
I cannot give you an answer for that. Firstly, I cannot say if it was shut down or why it wasn't shut down. I can give you an answer to one organization that was shut down or, scaled down for want of a better word, and that is because of what was going on with it. So the long and the short of that then, sir, is that sometimes these things happen. I cannot tell you exactly what is the rationale for it, but if it's an initiative that brings results, it certainly will be looked at by you. It doesn't matter who implemented it once you're getting results.
And let me ask you this, Mr. Scotland. I mean,
Mikey, I did tell you I have something else.
Yeah, I know that. I'm gonna
let your public know that you called me today.
That's right. I called you, and I want to thank you for taking time out to be with us. My final question to you is this: when you do, of course, at some point in time, leave this office, what do you want to make? Is your accomplishment that you would like to have recorded?
I was able to arrest and stem this tide that is befalling this country.
Yeah. As I said, you're newly appointed. You've only been there for 2 weeks. I want to thank you for taking time out. But I do hope that you understand that we as citizens really and truly want to feel safe again. We want to live better again. And we want to be able to move around without having that fear of these criminal elements. Whatever that can be done, and whatever that we as citizens can do, because at the end of the day, this is not something that is a political ball that we're trying to gain traction. That's right. That's right. That's right.
You have my commitment in that regard.
And I will hold you to that.
Okay, sir.
All right. I want to thank you again.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
We'll talk again shortly. Thank you.